What is going on, everybody? Anushka Sheffy here from dropshipsniper.com, and in this video I have something special for you. Today we're going to be covering the most commonly asked questions when it comes to Amazon dropshipping, okay? So we're going to be doing a long Q&A call today that'll answer all your questions. If you're an international seller trying to sell on the US platform on Amazon.com, I'll answer your questions. If you're looking for answers to suppliers or anything about Amazon dropshipping, then you're in the right spot, because I'm going to answer all the most common questions that I've come across in the last couple years of coaching Amazon dropshipping and running my own business, okay? And as you can see, we do pretty well, $147,422.50 in the last 30 days, guys. So this is what we're going to cover. I'm going to teach you in this video how we're able to do this and answer all your questions, and we're going to get to it right now. So let's get this. All right, so welcome back, snipers. Here we are, and today, if you don't already know, you're chilling with Anushka Sheffy from the Dropship Sniper Mastermind group, dropshipsniper.com. I've been online for many, many years, and over the last couple of years, I've been really into e-commerce, specifically Amazon dropshipping, okay? So this is my bread and butter, as you guys saw in the last little shot there, $147,000 in 30 days. It is possible to absolutely crush it on Amazon when you do things properly, okay? And in order to get off on the right foot, I suggest you hop into the Dropship Sniper Mastermind group. Just click the link below. It's a free group. I'm in there. There's tons of six-figure earners. A bunch of my students who are very successful at this business are also in there. Network for free. Get some tips and tricks. So jump in there. And yeah, so let's get right into the most common questions. If you guys don't already know, I've been online for a lot of years, right? But I've been coaching for many years, Amazon dropshipping, and the same common questions come up all the time. And I wanted to go through those because I recently tried to do a live Q&A. I don't know if you tried to be there, but I tried to do a live Q&A on YouTube, and it actually blew up in my face, and all the connection was bad. Everyone was like, I can't understand you. So I scratched that whole thing, and here we are today to make up for it, show you guys how much I care. I want to go ahead and do a Q&A for you guys. Not live, sorry about that, but we're going to just go through these most common questions. So let's do this, guys. So the first common question that comes up is, first of all, who can get into this business? Let's back up a little bit. What the heck is dropshipping? For those of you that don't know what dropshipping is, it's basically going directly from your supplier to your customer's doorstep. An order comes into your store, whether it's on Amazon, eBay, or Shopify. Order comes into your store. You will then go and pretty much take that money and purchase the product from your supplier. The supplier will then ship the product to your customer's doorstep. You're completely hands-free, no warehousing. Okay, so with that said, who should get into this business? Who can get into this business? All right, if you've been looking into Amazon FBA or other models of dropshipping, this is completely different, okay? Especially with like Amazon FBA. Amazon FBA requires that, it doesn't really require, but a lot of people, what they tend to do is they go overseas, they buy in bulk, and they spend thousands upon thousands of dollars on their first product, not knowing if that product will be a success or if they'll ever be able to sell that inventory. They hope that they can. They think they have strategies that can get them ranked at the top to sell those products, but what ends up happening to a lot of people, like it did for me years ago, about 5 years ago when I tried or tested FBA my first time, it backfired. And what happened, I got stuck with 1,000 units of selfie sticks. Yes, I went after the most competitive product. It probably was my mistake. But the point is, guys, with dropshipping, you don't have all these massive obstacles. You don't have to come out of pocket $10,000 or $5,000 to purchase products. As I said, order comes into your store. You then go purchase the product from your supplier and get it shipped. So this means you need a lot less capital than any other business model. Like I said, been online like a long time, and I've tested a lot of stuff. Dropshipping requires very limited capital because you can make a sale today for, let's say, a $100 product. You go purchase it for $50, and you can even shut down your store after you make that little sale, right? So how much capital was required for this order? About $50 to go purchase it from your supplier and get it shipped to your customer. Okay, so very limited capital, very easy for people to get into this business. And we're going to talk about, how much capital you should have, and we'll get into all these common questions. So that's the next question right here, guys. How much capital is required for this business? When you're starting a dropshipping business, people wonder, do I need $5,000, $10,000, a couple hundred? Well, I've had people start with as little as $100. And this is in no way going to be the best approach. Can you start? Yes, you can. You can start making sales. You can start learning the business, get the hang of it. But ultimately, you want to have some money to back this business up, because as orders come into your store, you need to go purchase those products with your funds, okay? And so What that means is, having about $500 to $1,000 is going to be a pretty good place to start. That said, many of these platforms, especially Amazon, will have a little bit of a hold on your funds, okay? So you're not going to get paid out immediately. Amazon will hold your funds for 2 weeks, which means you will need some capital. Good starting point is 500 to 1,000. The more capital you have, the easier it is to grow a big business, okay? If you want to grow a $100,000 business like you just saw over here, we're doing $147,000. You can do some quick math. Really, on a $100,000 store, you're going to need a good chunk of change, okay? So yes, you need some capital, but don't make that a major obstacle. If you have $100, get started. If you have $500, get started. Start learning the business, overcome these obstacles sooner than later, and start building, a nice successful income stream. All right. So that's question number 2. How much capital? 500 to 1,000 is about good. Now, paid traffic or not? This is a huge question because a lot of people are coming from Shopify or different dropship models or businesses where they don't really understand what we're doing on Amazon. Okay, so on Amazon, we are tapping into completely organic traffic. We are never, ever paying for traffic in any way. We tap into proven products, and we're going to talk about this a little bit later, how to find these proven products. We tap into proven products that we know are selling. We keep our prices competitive, and this naturally will drive organic traffic to our listing, and these people will buy our listing without us ever spending a dime on traffic. So you don't need any of that stuff. You don't need influencers from IG. You don't need paid traffic. You're going to find hot selling products. You're going to list hot selling products, and you're going to keep your prices competitive on those products. And in this way, you will naturally get sales on those products. Okay. Most important part is that you list hot selling products, okay? If you list 1 million products that are not selling, you will make no sales, I guarantee it, okay? So make sure that you are tapping into proven hot selling products, okay? And we'll talk more about that as I mentioned. All right, so we're just cruising through this, guys. I have a ton of stuff. I want to make sure that we get through it. So if you have any questions additionally to what we're talking about, go ahead and leave them below. I want to make sure I get all your questions answered right here, right now. Leave those questions below, and I'm sure it will actually help other people that have that same question. So take a second to leave them below if you do. Also, if you enjoy this content, give me a little subscribe or a like down below. Subscribe to the channel, always pouring out new content for you guys, and like this video. It helps other people, along the way, get this content in their hands, okay? So I appreciate it. Thank you very much, guys. All right, so here we go. Paid traffic or not, we talked about that. How to link up with suppliers. Okay, and guys, this is all Amazon dropshipping. This is very specific to Amazon dropshipping. If you're doing Shopify or if you're doing FBA, this is not specific to those business models. There's a million ways to make money online, and this is what I always tell people. You need to find something that, first of all, meets your budget, something that you can handle. If you don't have a couple $1,000s to get into FBA and buy products overseas and do all that, then this may be a great model for you because it doesn't require all that heavy lifting, all that overseas purchases or thousands of dollars in inventory. All right. So let's keep it moving. How to link up with suppliers. All right. If you don't know already, what we're doing with Amazon dropshipping is we're linking up with US-based suppliers. As I just said already 10 times, we're going direct from our supplier to our customer's doorstep. We purchase it from our supplier. We get it shipped to our customer's doorstep. In this way, we're hands-free. So people always say, well, wait a minute, how do I link up with these suppliers? What suppliers should we link up with? Okay, so first of all, when we're starting out, I want to make it very clear we want to keep this path of least resistance, guys. Path of least resistance says just keep it simple, all right? Don't put as many obstacles in your way as I used to when I started out. When I started out like 6 years ago online or whatever the heck, time is flying by. But when I started years ago online, I wanted to put as many obstacles in my way and make everything as hard as possible, okay? And I don't want you to do that. Keep it simple. Go through US-based suppliers. Never go through, if you're selling on the Amazon US platform, do not buy through like AliExpress or overseas suppliers because the shipping time is going to be way too long, okay? So we want to deal with reputable suppliers that are based in the US that have extremely fast shipping times, okay? Very big tip for you guys. So how do you link up with these suppliers? Very simple. Some of these suppliers, our well-known supplier is Walmart, okay? One of our top suppliers is Walmart. Yes, we go direct from Walmart to our customers on Amazon, and this is what we do. So how can we link up with Walmart? Path of Least Resistance says just create a simple basic account. You don't have to do anything special. Create a simple basic account and you can start sourcing from that supplier, okay? Now, as you start to grow your business, there are avenues that you can use to increase your profit margins and to make more money, to become more competitive. So there are additional avenues, but when you start out, keep it simple. Just sign up a basic account at, let's say, Walmart, and start using this as your supplier. Now, down the road, what you can do is, for example, with Walmart, you can get tax exempt. There are videos on this on my channel that will teach you how to get an upper hand on the competition. You will need to have an established business within the US. So, this may not be a good option for everybody, but it will give you an upper hand by becoming tax exempt at your suppliers. Okay, this will make it way more competitive for you. You'll have an upper hand on those lazy other dropshippers. If you don't already know, a lot of people online are lazy. They want just that quick, easy money where they can sit back and do nothing and money pours in, right? Sounds wonderful. That leaves a lot of opportunity for people that are willing to put in a little bit of a heavy lifting or a little bit more work, and you can reap a lot of benefits, okay? So this goes to the tax exemption. That's the next step of linking up with the supplier. So first step, create a basic account, just get started. Get some sales rolling in, get used to the system, and then down the road, think about creating a business entity where you can get tax exempt, and there's other benefits as well, okay? So that's how we do the linking up with suppliers. Keep it simple and just start selling, all right? And then down the road, you can always upgrade. Okay, cool. So next question that comes up all the time is, well, okay, cool. I'm on Amazon. I want to start selling, but how do I find these products? Now, like I said already, you can list 1 million products on your store and you will never make a sale. Why? Because you're listing products that are not selling. Okay, it's pretty obvious. If you list products that aren't selling, you're not going to make sales. If you list one really good product that is like crushing it, selling hundreds of units a day, and you find a profitable supplier on that, then you don't need many products to build a solid income stream. Like one product can absolutely help you crush it. I had one product that made me $1,500 profit in a single month. I sold this thing 10 times, $150 profit each time. Okay, so an extra $1,500. Would that be cool? A lot of people could use an extra $1,500, and it's very easy. These sales will come into your store. You'll get a notification on your cell phone. You're like, oh, awesome. I just made a sale of this $150 thing. You go home, you take 3 minutes to purchase the product and get it shipped. There you go. Okay. But most important, the product has to be selling. That product that we were talking about, the one that made me $1,500, it was selling extremely well. Okay. So how can we tell how well a product is selling on Amazon? The best thing to look at is the Amazon bestseller rank. And this shows up on pretty much every listing on Amazon that is selling. You're going to go to Amazon, you're going to scroll down a little bit on each of the product listings, right? You just pick a product, scroll down, and there's going to be the product information section or product description section on that listing. And you can see right there, bestseller rank. Okay, and a lot of people call it a BSR. The BSR, or the bestseller rank, just tells you how well a product is selling. It's updated pretty much every hour. It's consistently updated, very constantly. So you can get a good idea of how well something is selling. And so obviously the number one bestseller is the number one bestseller in a specific category. So you might find the number one bestseller in home and kitchen is, this thing is crushing it, selling hundreds of units a day. And then as the bestseller rank gets higher and higher, let's say 50,000 or 100,000, these products are selling less and less. So each product on Amazon has its bestseller rank. You can look at the bestseller rank and say, hey, is this product selling? How well is it selling? Okay, so look at the bestseller rank. Try to keep your bestseller rank less than about 300,000 bestseller rank. The lower the number, the more it is selling. So you want to keep it low, but what you'll find is that the BSR, the lower the BSR is, the more the product is selling, obviously the more it's going to be competitive, the more people are going to want that sale because there's a lot of them happening every day. So the competition gets fierce, the margins get tighter, and that's pretty much what's happening with these really low bestseller rank products. Like anything under 100 or 1,000 is going to be pretty difficult to compete with, especially because they're selling so fast that your supplier will have trouble keeping them in stock. Okay, so bestseller rank, you want to keep it low. Too low may be selling too fast. Too high is not selling at all. Keep it somewhere under 300,000 bestseller rank. And again, you can just go over to Amazon, open up any random product, and if it is selling, you scroll down to the product description, you'll see right there, boom, bestseller rank. maybe it'll say 129,000 or something like this. That's a pretty decent product. It's less than 300,000 bestseller rank. It means it's selling. If you list it, you keep your prices competitive, chances are you will get some sales, okay? So that's kind of how it works. Now, you understand now what to look for in a good product, right? The bestseller rank has to be pretty low. We wanted to make sure it's selling good, but how can we find these products? And there are a million different ways, okay? And I talk about one method for finding profitable products in my free training. I'll leave a link below. This is a free step-by-step training that'll walk you through the entire process of starting your business, okay? Exactly what we're talking about right now, except step-by-step how to start this business on your own, okay? And it's free. You can get the link below. Just go ahead and click that right now and sign up for that. It will be emailed to you, so be sure to keep an eye out for that. It will email it to you, and you can just literally start up right now. And one of the product research tools that's covered in that training is called OA X-Ray. All right, OA X-Ray is a tool that will go out and scan your suppliers' websites to find profitable products for you. So this is one method. Again, I talk about that in my free training, so be sure to grab that. Just click the link below. Another method that you can use that people are using to find these hot selling products with great bestseller ranks is the sniping method, okay? So you can actually go into people's stores, other sellers on Amazon, look at their products and say, hey, is this product selling? Can I find a supplier on this product? And this is one of the best methods to find profitable products. Well, it's one of the top methods for sure. And in my coaching, I teach probably about 5 or 6 different methods. I'm always adding new trainings and techniques to that. But one of my favorite methods that I cover in the training is the supercharged product research method. And this compiles like a handful of tools, some Chrome extensions, some tools, and a little bit of training to give you what I think is like the most efficient method for product research. Okay, you'll find very hot selling products. You'll find great profit margins, and it really works for you. So multiple methods for product research, mainly focus on the bestseller rank. Make sure these products are selling before you list them. You can check out OA X-Ray and check out the free training that'll walk you through that whole business, the whole business. Sniping. Check out other stores on Amazon, see what other people are selling, and you can pretty much snipe their products as your own, right? And then the supercharged product research method. If you want to learn more about that, definitely check out the link to the course down below. And as I said, many methods to do product research. I cover all of those in the training. So that's the product research. Focus on bestseller rank, and you should be all right. If you do list some hot products, hot selling products, keep your prices competitive, you will make some sales, okay? And next up, guys, I hope you guys are enjoying this. If you are, show me some love down below. I really appreciate it. Now, the next thing up is, okay, so we have some products in our store. We know what kind of products to list, what to look for, boom, boom, boom. That's awesome. How do we track our orders? Let's say we get an order. What about taxes? There's so many detail intricacies to this business. When an order comes in, we're going to make some profit. So do we need to pay taxes on that? Do we need to track these orders? The answer to those questions is most likely in every case, yes. If you're making profit in any way, the government pretty much wants their cut, okay? So definitely you're going to want to pay taxes and you're going to want to track your orders. And I put these together because the way that we do things is we use a tracking template, all right? We use a tracking template to track all of our orders. And this tracking template shows us everything about that order. Very meticulously tracked. Some people say it's like too much tracking, right? But I like to keep meticulous details of all my orders so that if I come back in 6 months, I can say, hey, what the heck was this? What happened? How much did we make? What was the profit? What was the cost of goods, etc., etc. So we have a tracking document. This tracks all of our orders. Anytime we get an order into our Amazon store, we'll go purchase that product and we will track everything. What was the cost of goods? What was the profit will show up because we've set up a little algorithm in that tracking template to calculate our profits and based on Amazon fees and all that stuff, right? So you want to have a tracking template. You want to track your orders. And this is good for multiple reasons. This is good for just having a nice, clear mind, right? You know what's going on with your business. That's number one. Number two, you can track orders, go back to orders in 6 months. Also returns. If you have any issues with an order, somebody wants to return, which will happen. This is part of e-commerce. Then you can go back to that template and you can type in their order number or whatever, and it will quickly pull up all that customer's information so that you can deal with that order. You can get the order number and everything will be in there very clearly, very simple to work with, okay? So that's tracking your orders. On top of tracking your orders and returns, you're going to have taxes. Okay, so as I mentioned, all your profits, all your cost of goods is inside of this tracking template. So you can quickly go into this. You can see your months of profit. You can hand this to your accountant or your CPA, whatever the heck, your accountant. You hand this document to him along with the end of year statement that Amazon's going to give you, and he should have all the information that he needs to do your taxes properly. Now, I'm not a professional. This is not professional advice. This is just speaking from my experience. So definitely speak to a CPA. But this is how we do things. We track our orders in an Excel spreadsheet. We see everything in there, and then this is great for returns and taxes. Okay, so be sure to track your orders. You don't want to get a return in like 45 days or let's say 30 days even, and you're like, wait, what the heck was this order? This sucks. I can't find it, and you're spending 30 minutes just tracking down an order, going through Gmail, and it's just a pain in the ass. So have a tracking template. It's great for multiple purposes. All right. So we have a lot of questions here, guys, and I tried to go through the Dropship Sniper Mastermind group and pick out some of the most common questions. I tried to think about questions that have come up when I used to take calls years ago for my one-on-one coaching. I used to take a lot of calls, and people would ask me the same questions. So I tried to offer those questions up here, guys. If you see something that isn't here, definitely leave them below, as I said already. One sec, I'm getting a little thirsty. But that's it. I'm drinking some kombucha. I don't know. I used to hate this stuff, but I started drinking kombucha. So, I don't know. Anyways, do you have to ship these items or does the supplier? Okay. I've said this a million times by now, but I want to make it very, very clear. I want all the new, there's going to be a mix of people watching this video. People that are just starting, people that have never done dropshipping, people that have been making millions of dollars a month. Okay, so do you have to ship these items or does the supplier? This is a really common question. With dropshipping, again, there's millions of models. With dropshipping, what we're doing on Amazon with this specific model, we are never touching these products, okay? We're completely hands-free. That means that, some people, what they do is online arbitrage. They will go and use that online arbitrage tool, that OA X-ray tool. They will purchase products from their supplier but get them shipped to themselves, and then they'll take them and ship them into Amazon. That's not what we're doing. What we're doing is going direct from our supplier to our customer's doorstep. The order comes in Amazon. We purchase the product from our supplier. It gets shipped direct without us touching it. Even with returns, we do not touch the items, okay? We'll have the items shipped back from the customer's house to our supplier's warehouse, and we do that via a return label that we get from our supplier. Okay, so everything is pretty seamless. There can be some obstacles, especially when you deal with irreputable suppliers. Irreputable, it sounds like a good word. I'm pretty sure that's a word. When you deal with less than reputable suppliers, right? This can be troublesome. So, for example, years ago, I was running my business myself. Nowadays, my team runs my store, but back in the day, I was doing a lot of eBay supplier, okay? eBay is one of the most headache suppliers that I came across. You'll ask for a return label, and maybe it'll take 4 days to get you a return label. So, this can be a problem that you'll run into. So keep an eye out for what the best suppliers are, Walmart, these guys. But that said, if you go through reputable suppliers, you will not have to touch these products yourself, not even when you do returns, okay? So very hands-free process, no warehousing, no inventory management, or no inventory, okay, so nope, you don't have to touch the stuff. And the next question here is, how do you deal with returns? Okay, how do you deal with returns? We talked about this already a little bit. We're going to go into our tracking template. Let's say a customer opens up a return. We go into our tracking template. We can pull up their customer information. And then with that customer information, we can simply go over to our supplier, get our return label, and bam, upload it into Amazon. The customer prints that return label and ships it back to our supplier's warehouse. Okay, so very simple. When we do get returns, we go into our tracking template and we also mark that it was returned. We will zero out the profits so that we're not paying taxes on our returned merchandise, right? All right, and now, so one of the most common questions that we get is, can you get suspended from selling on Amazon? The quick answer to that is yes, of course you can get suspended from selling on Amazon. We're going to talk about why, but it should be known that on any platform that you're selling on, whether it's Shopify or Amazon or eBay or Facebook even. If you're promoting on or advertising on Facebook, you can get booted off that platform, okay? So the most important part of this is how to avoid these issues, okay? The most important part is you have to focus on the customer. All these platforms care about is the customer experience, okay? If you're going to treat people badly or do things improperly that will negatively affect the users on that platform, you can pretty much guarantee yourself you're going to be booted off the platform because they don't care about you. As a seller, as a promoter, as an advertiser, there's a million other people that will come in and send them money for that traffic, okay? Or for that, right? There's a million people that will give them money. They don't need you as a seller, right? But they're buyers, they need their buyers, they care about their buyers, they want their customers happy, and that's all they care about. So that is the most important part of this business. If you're going to start dropshipping on Amazon, you need to take care of your customers. You need to ship products on time. You need to be responsive to people. You need to treat this like a business. If you're planning on jumping in this, you think you're going to make quick money, it's really, I mean, it's possible to make like some quick cash, but you're not going to build a reliable, solid income stream by just dabbling in this, okay? So care about your customers. Treat this like a real business. Be responsive to people and treat people how you would want to be treated. This is what I always tell my students. If you don't treat people how you wouldn't want to be treated, it's pretty simple. And this will go a long way to help your sales on Amazon, your performance metrics, because Amazon is keeping tabs on everything you're doing, okay? If you're not shipping stuff on time, if you're not adding tracking numbers, if you're not responding to customers, if you're sending the wrong items to customers or getting tons of negative reviews, Amazon's watching that, and they will suspend you if you don't meet their metrics and their performance guidelines, okay? So just treat people how you want to be treated and treat it like a business, and you should be okay, right? And that goes hand in hand with brand approval. So as we were talking about, there's some brands that do not want you selling their products on Amazon, okay? So it might be Lego brand or Star Wars, whatever. Then they can go and complain to Amazon and say, hey, we don't want you selling our brand on Amazon. And in this way, this can get you suspended. If you go and promote a bunch of products that are restricted or you're not allowed to sell on Amazon, you will get a notification and potentially get suspended for that. So there are lists all over the internet that you should definitely check out. If you're going to list a product that you're questioning, check out these lists, okay? You can check out restricted brands. Amazon, type that into Google. There's lists all over the internet. There's a list on one of the tools that we're going to talk about, Web Scraper app, for their users. They offer a database of brands that require approval that you should not go ahead and list. And if you do, you might get into a little bit of trouble. So can we prevent suspensions? Yes, we surely can. Most important, take care of customers. Treat your customers how you would want to be treated and do things properly as any business would, right? And then on top of that, before you list any products, be sure to check these lists, verify that these brands are approved for selling, okay? And that's pretty much it, guys. So this is how we avoid suspensions. I've been selling on Amazon for multiple years. This account that you see right here, 0 suspensions. It's been running for over 3 or 4 years. And so $147,000, guys, in a month. No suspensions. So just treat people how you want to be treated, exactly what we talked about, and you'll be all right. All right, so how many products does it take to make money? And as you guys saw over here, $147,422 in 30 days. How many products do we have listed right now currently on our store? As you can see, this is just yesterday's screenshot. We have less than 400 products listed. There's different approaches to this business. And actually, somebody just dropped a question in the Mastermind group a few hours ago that said, hey, should I run an operation that I make a lot of sales that are little profit, or make a few sales that are good size profit? And it's really up to you, okay? But that said, to get to our level of sales of $147,000, we have less than 400 products listed. I always tell my students, when you're starting out, get to 10 products listed. Make sure that, of course, they meet the bestseller rank criteria, that the profit margins are good, keep your profits, your price competitive, and you'll do pretty well. You'll start getting some sales, right? 10 products listed, meet all the criteria, and you can start getting some sales. But we're not going to stop there, right? This is kind of like a numbers game. The more products we have in front of more people that are really hot selling products, the more sales we can make. Okay, so I have some friends, some buddies in this game that have 50,000 products listed on their store. And so that's pretty intense. It's going to take a long time to get there, but this guy is doing $50,000 profit a month. Okay, so the power of adding products to your store based on the criteria that we've talked about is just exponential, guys. You can crush it just by following this training. Okay, so how many products? I don't know, 500, 1,000, depends on your specific situation. But I have students that have a few products that crush it. I have students that have 1,000 products that crush it. I personally like to stay pretty lean at around 400 products. All right. Now, are there limitations on selling on Amazon? If you're coming from the eBay platform, you know all too well about these limitations. eBay has tons and tons of limitations when you're starting out. PayPal has limitations when you're starting out. Amazon flips the script a little bit. They don't have so many limitations, right? So when you're starting on Amazon, you can list as many products as you want right out of the gate. You can make a ton of sales, right? There's not really a restriction on how many sales you can make. The only real restriction that you'll run into is if you make too many sales too fast, Amazon may limit your account or put you on hold and say, hey, who the heck are you? And that's called a velocity review, okay? So there may be a velocity review if you say make $10,000 or more in sales in the first month. It's not a set number, but somewhere around there. So, try to keep it less than 10,000 perhaps in the first month on a brand new store. Otherwise, you may run into that velocity review. But other than that, there's not really many limitations. List a ton of products and absolutely crush it. Now, I should note that on a new store, if you have a brand new store on Amazon, they will go ahead and hold your funds additionally to the 2-week standard hold. Amazon holds your funds for 2 weeks. They'll pay out your funds every 2 weeks to your bank account. But on a new account, there will be an additional hold of some of your funds. Okay, so instead of paying out 100% of your funds, they may pay out 75% of your funds and hold additional funds for any returns or any issues that may arise. Because you're a new account, they don't know how you're going to operate, if you're even shipping products to your customers or whatever, okay? So these are some of the things to note about limitations. You're pretty free right out of the gate, but you may run into a velocity review with too many sales, and also a new account will have additional funds held. So you may need a little bit more capital, right? We talked about 500 to 1,000. On a brand new account, maybe you want a little bit more, 1,500 or $1,000, so that when they do hold those funds, you're not going to be down for too long, right? So, all right. So now next up is how to come up with some capital. And I get this question a lot. Somebody said, do we need capital? Somebody actually asked in the Dropship Sniper Mastermind group, do we need money to run this business? And I was thinking in my head, like, don't you need money to run any business? Like, what business can we just start with no money? I mean, there are some, like, I guess you can tie up some real estate and stuff like that, but I don't really know. There's not a lot of businesses. Yes, you need some capital. And then he said, how can I get capital? So I wanted to answer this question. There's a lot of ways to get capital. Number one that I hear all the time is a partner, okay? People want to link up with a partner, or they want me to talk to their partner. And I don't know how I feel about partners. In some cases, they work out. In a lot of cases, they don't work out. And it can lead to some pretty ugly stuff. So if that's your only option, then maybe that's something you want to look into. Link up with a partner. Maybe they will be the capital. You will be the hard worker that will do the heavy lifting every single day, processing orders and all that, and then they can come with the capital. All right. So this is one way. Another thing, I don't really like to suggest credit cards, but hey, with this business, it's a great way not only to get some capital, but to run your business, because with these credit cards, in some cases, not a lot of international students can get cash back, but if you're in the US, you can get a lot of cash back, which will add to your income and make you more money, free money right from your credit card. So great way to get capital, great way to run the business. And I do use my Capital One 2% Spark business card to run my operation. All right. So it makes thousands of dollars every month. Like literally, I think I made $2,100 just last month with some slow sales. Okay. And this month will probably be $3,000 or $4,000 of free additional profit that comes in every month just by swiping that card. And when I was running this business by myself, I was using a debit card. Or back years ago, I was using a debit card, which means no cash back. I lost thousands and thousands probably tens of thousands of dollars by not using a credit card and not getting that free cash back that those cards companies offer. Okay, and for international students, as I talked about, it may be hard for you to get a card. I do have some students that either can get mileage, you might not be able to get cash, but you can get miles, or if you can't get a 2% card, you might be able to get a 1% or 1.5%, but I have talked to some limited students that have been international students able to get cash back or miles back, okay? So these are two great options, well, reasonable options to get started. A loan, yeah, same kind of deal. You can link up with somebody and say, hey, lend me some money and I'll pay you back. And then you can sell some shit in your garage. This is huge. Like, I literally had $600 sitting in this storage unit that I have, and it's just junk that's costing me money. And so I sold a bunch of it. I made like $500-600, and yeah, it's not huge money, but that's definitely a good amount to start a business and start making sales, reinvesting your money back in. And who knows, in a year that 500 might be $5,000 or $10,000. So sell some shit in your garage, keep reinvesting in your business, and this is how you can work up some capital. And then last but not least, the dreaded JOB word. Everyone hates this word. I can't stand that. I only like looking at it. You know what? I'm going to delete it. Fuck that. The JOB word. Go get a job, man. You know, sucks. You got to work for some crappy boss. But hey, you know what? If that gives you the capital to get you the freedom that you deserve, screw it. Just make it happen, man. You know, I worked in the union so I was working 16 hours a day, and I absolutely love my job, but I'd come home so freaking burned out, so tired after that job that I didn't want to do anything. I'd kiss my girl on the cheek, go take a shower, go to bed. Sometimes I didn't even eat dinner. After a hard ass day's work, I didn't even eat dinner because of how much I was working. But that capital, that literally put me in a position to build the business that I am running right now, right? Multi-6-figure, 7-figure business, and multiple investments now. So it all starts very small and you snowball it up, guys. Okay, and that's how you're gonna grow a 6-figure per month business yourself. All right. Now we're getting to the end here, guys. It's getting kind of long. I'm sorry to keep you so long, but I wanted to make up for that the mess up yesterday. Okay, I wanted to offer the most common questions and get these questions for you answered. If you have more, leave them below. If you like this video, please subscribe to the channel. I'm always pouring out content for you guys, and leave me a little like down below while I get me some hibiscus kombucha pomegranate. Now, we've talked about a whole lot. We've talked about products. We've talked about limitations. We've talked about returns, tracking orders. We've talked about a lot. You're probably going to want to go back, rewatch this video, take some notes. But we're wrapping up, and we're going to wrap up with some of the most important stuff here, guys, because when you're running this business, I know a lot of you are working your 9 to 5. Maybe you're working at the union, a local 16 like I was, 16 hours a day. You don't have a lot of extra time to be running this business. You got your family. You gotta come home and eat dinner, right? There's things that have to be done, and so to spend 6 or 10 hours a day on this business is just not going to work. Okay, so if that sounds like you, then you're going to want to run some tools to run this operation. Okay, you can do it all manually, right? So an order comes into your store, you can process that manually, or you know, you have 10 or 100 or 1,000 products. Maybe you're like my buddy, he has 50,000 products. You can manage your inventory manually. But as you can imagine, on 50,000 products, it's going to be more than a full-time job. You might need a whole team to manage that inventory on a daily basis, okay? Versus what we have here is some tools, some software that can take the heavy burden off your shoulders and run your operation for you behind the scenes. While you're sleeping, there's inventory management software pulling your inventory or changing prices for you so that you don't sell items that are no longer profitable, okay? So we're going to talk about a few of these tools. I'll openly say I am biased towards a few of these tools and versus the other ones. And it's just purely based on my experience. I've worked with pretty much all these tools here, and I've gotten a taste in my mouth for some of them, okay? So, yeah, I may be a little bit biased, but I'll just be open about that right now, guys. So first of all, I have SKUGrid here. This used to be my go-to tool for both inventory management and repricing, okay? So this tool was like a godsend. It would do everything. When an item went out of stock at our supplier, it would notice that, and it would pull our inventory down from our store on Amazon. In this way, we don't sell out-of-stock items. Also, on the other side of that, if a price changed on our supplier's website, it would change our price for us. So it would pretty much do everything while we're hanging out with our family, we're traveling the world. Everything's working behind the scenes like a nice finely oiled system, okay? Like a finely oiled machine. Over the last, I'd say 6 months to a year, the software has completely fallen. And in my opinion, I would not put my business on the line with this tool. And a recent update from SKUGrid is it sounds like their tool may actually be banned from accessing eBay's API. So they're having there's definitely some stuff going on with SKUGrid. And for that reason, I have moved away from SKUGrid. My team manually does everything. As we talked about, I don't have 50,000 products in my store. I have less than 400. So manual inventory management, manual repricing is a lot more easy to handle than, say, 50,000 products. But that said, I know a lot of you don't have the time to be doing the manual, or you don't have a team like I do to process these orders and do everything manually around the clock. So this is where I would turn to Web Scraper app. Okay, Web Scraper app is an awesome tool. I have many students that have gotten this tool paired with another tool we're going to talk about and absolutely crushing it right now, this second on Amazon. Okay, and so what they're doing, Web Scraper app is a inventory management software. It is not like SKUGrid where it will do inventory management and repricing. Web Scraper app is just going to do your inventory management. Okay, and it will keep track of all the products that you have on your store. If it finds that one of your suppliers goes out of stock, it will pull that inventory for you so you don't sell out of stock items. Very awesome tool, and it's pretty much a requirement. If you're not going to be hands-on with this business, manually doing it, you need an inventory management software, and Web Scraper app does the job very, very well. Okay, so this is one tool you can check out. This code right here, 15809 AK-, you can go to the Web Scraper app. I'll leave a link below. You can use this code to save 30% off every month. Okay, and this is a special code for you snipers. So go ahead and use that code. This will get you 30% off every single month. And I think for like $40 a month, it will manage all your inventory on Amazon. So very powerful tool. Ecom Solutions is a similar kind of idea. They have a lot of tools within Ecom Solutions, but it is very expensive. Okay, I put pretty expensive. It is very, very expensive. So definitely, if you're more advanced and you want to look into Ecom Solutions, this can help you with your inventory. This can help you with a few aspects of your business. I personally do not use it because of the price. Okay, and there's another issue I've had with Ecom Solutions, but that's just a more personal thing. So anyways, informed.co. So we've talked so far about inventory management, so important that you don't sell out of stock items. This is what these tools will do. Now we're moving on. We're going to go over to informed.co. This used to be App Eagle. Okay, so informed.co used to be App Eagle. App Eagle is a repricing tool. Inform.co is a repricing tool. So while SKUGrid did repricing and inventory management together, Web Scraper app only does inventory and Inform.co only does repricing. So you pair these two together, and Web Scraper app does integrate with Inform.co, so they work and talk together with each other to create like the most effective repricing and inventory management system for your Amazon dropshipping business. Super, super effective. I have many students that have jumped into this, are now doing over 100K per month by pairing these two tools together. Okay, so absolutely effective. And then another tool for you guys that we already talked about, OA X-Ray. This is for product research. So between these tools, you're going to have your products to find. You can find products. Again, I cover this in the free training. Click the link below. The OA X-Ray tool is covered in the free training. This will help you find your products. Web Scraper app will help you manage your inventory, and then Inform.co will help and make sure your prices are the most competitive around the clock. Okay, and yeah, so those are the most popular tools. You can check those out. I'll leave links below, and find the one that works for you. Give them a test trial. A lot of these tools have trial runs. You can get a feel for it. What I really like about Web Scraper app is that the developer, the head behind the creator of the software, will hop on a call with you and actually get you set up and running with his tool. So it's really like one of a kind. I've never really seen a software that does that. Very, very hands-on approach. So, okay, guys, that is really all the major Q&A. I'm sure you guys have more questions. If you do, leave them below. I'd love to get to those, but we do have some stuff here. International sellers, this has been coming up a whole lot, okay? International sellers, specifically UK, I don't know what it is, but a lot of UK sellers are coming to me saying, yo, what's going on? How can I sell on Amazon.com? Even UK sellers coming to me saying, hey, how can I sell on Amazon UK or UK.co? You can sell on both, okay? If you're from the UK or some other country, can you sell on Amazon.com? Yes, you can. I have students all over the world, New Zealand, Puerto Rico, Australia. I have students literally all over the world, and you can do this business pretty much from all over the world. I pulled up a page here that says countries accepted for seller registration. I just typed that into Google, Amazon's countries accepted, and this page pulls up. So you can come here, you can see all of the countries that are accepted, okay? So these countries are accepted. You should be able to go over to Amazon, sellercentral.amazon.com, you register your business, okay? This should take anywhere from 15, 20 minutes. It doesn't take long at all. Okay, but there are some things that you need to know, because when you're a US seller, it's very easy. You get signed up, you put in your US banking information, and pretty much you're up and running, right? You can start making sales in the next couple hours. But with international students, international sellers, it could be a little bit different. And I'll just tell you, each situation is there's variables in each situation, okay? So your situation may be different than the next guy. But in general, we need two things. When we're setting up on Amazon, we need two things. Let me go back over to my notes. So can you sell? Yes, you can. Check your country. If it's there, you can sell. But you need two important factors to make this happen, okay? First of all, you need to get paid by Amazon. We're in this business to make money, right, baby? So we want to make money. We got to get paid. So when we have a balance on Amazon, where are we going to get paid? Well, as I mentioned, US sellers, they get paid right into their US bank account. Everything is very clean and simple. With international sellers, you may need to make a tweak to that, and instead of getting paid into your bank account, you will get paid into an online bank like Payoneer, okay? Payoneer is one of my top UK students doing over 6 figures a month. He used Payoneer. We're going to talk about exactly what he did below, but he used Payoneer, kind of a meld of payment processors and things to make this happen, okay? And there's other options as well, but this is kind of what you'll need to do. You may need to set up a Payoneer account. You'll get paid into your Payoneer account, and then from your Payoneer account, you can transfer to the accounts you need to make purchases, right? So maybe that's PayPal, or maybe you have the Payoneer prepaid debit card. So there are a few options, okay? So bank account is the first options, the easiest option. Payoneer is the next option. You can set up your Payoneer account. And other options that I've been hearing about is Stripe Atlas and World First. Okay, so Stripe Atlas and World First, if you're an international seller, to be honest, I have not done anything with these guys, so I don't know much. I don't even really have students that have been using these. Most of my students just use the US Bank or the Payoneer, but I have been hearing a lot about these two services. So if you're international and you can't figure out Payoneer or getting a US bank, then these may be an option for you, okay? So check those out. So you have your bank account set up either on Payoneer or Stripe or your US bank account. You're getting paid by Amazon, and everything's looking good there. But the question still stands, how can you purchase products when orders come into your store? Okay, so an order comes into your store, you now need to go to your supplier in the US and purchase that product. But as an international seller, you don't know how to do that. So what you can do by starting out, path of least resistance, you can get your funds from your UK account transferred into your PayPal account. Okay, transfer funds into your PayPal account, and PayPal will allow you to make purchases on your suppliers' websites. Can you use all the same suppliers as US sellers? No, but when you're using your PayPal account, you can use suppliers like Bed Bath & Beyond. You can use suppliers like Walmart, Kmart, and then there are other suppliers you can use, but just keep in mind you won't be able to use all the same US suppliers, but this is how you can do it. So you just take your funds from your UK account or your international bank account, put it into PayPal, and use those funds to make purchases, okay? So a quick example here, it's kind of a back and forth kind of thing, just to give you guys an example. UK bank account, the money will go in from your UK bank account to the PayPal balance. From the PayPal balance, you can purchase products. Okay, so once you purchase products, the Amazon balance is going to grow, right? That's the balance on Amazon that will be paid out every 2 weeks. So after 2 weeks, the balance gets paid into your Payoneer account, and then from the Payoneer account, you transfer back to your PayPal balance and you restart this whole process. Now, you got to keep in mind, guys, that there's going to be some conversions, some fees, transferring fees, conversion rates fees, FX fees that could really, really, really eat into your profits. And in the long term, it may be beneficial to create and establish an LLC, a U.S. business entity, and in this way you can get a U.S. bank account and you won't have to do all these weird conversions and lose a lot of your profits to like third parties and these people that don't deserve it, okay? You're doing all the hard work. Why should you get charged just to convert money in digital pixels from one screen to another? It's crazy, okay? So, I've had one of my top students, that's Lee. He went and he actually flew to the United States, created this business, and yes, maybe it cost him $1,000 or $1,500, but in the long run, let's talk about 6 months, a year of doing this business, will it be more beneficial for you to fly to the U.S. or link up with a service that can create this business entity in the U.S. for you? Or will it be just eat the cost on those conversion rates and those FX fees? I'd say in the long term, definitely going to be worth it to fly out or find a service. But that's just me. All right, so now you're getting paid. You're purchasing products now for your U.S. suppliers. Everything's looking good. You have a nice little loop of money coming through. Everything's looking good. Now, this is a question that just came up, and this is why I put it here. Do you need an American credit card? So let me go back over to this page here, guys. What we can see, countries accepted for seller registration. To be eligible to sell on Amazon, you need to be a resident of one of the following countries, have a valid phone number, and have a valid internationally chargeable credit card. Okay, so I'm not sure exactly what an American credit card is because I'm from America. I have credit cards. If I go to, let's say, Bali on a vacation, I can use my credit card. So that is an internationally chargeable credit card, like a Visa, MasterCard. These should be internationally chargeable credit cards that you should be able to use. Another common question is for international students, do you need an LLC or business setup? No, you don't necessarily need an LLC or business setup, but this will lead to those crazy conversion rates and kind of moving money back and forth in places that you may not want to move money, right? So in this case, you may want to create an LLC or a business down the road. And it's very simple to do. There are services that can help you do this. You can fly out as we talked about, but overall you don't need an LLC to start. You can get started as a sole proprietor, put it in your name, and then when you're ready, when you're doing some bigger numbers, you can turn that into an LLC or a business, okay? Like an S Corp or C Corp or whatever. Speak to a professional accountant or something like that, okay? The next question that comes up pretty often is, do you need a VPN to access Amazon as an international seller? You should not need a VPN to access Amazon as an international seller. And also about your VAs, like virtual assistants. If you have somebody working for you and you want them to run your store, do they need a VPN to access your Amazon account? No, not necessarily. What you can do is you can go up to the top right-hand corner settings, user permissions, and give them a permissioned account. Okay, give them access to their own special account that only has privileges that you give them. Okay, so for example, maybe they can see orders, but they can't see the banking information. All right, so this is what we do with VPNs. You most likely do not need a VPN. If you do, it's very simple and cheap. Like check out Hide My Ass, or there's plenty of services out there. Okay. Now, last but not least, guys, I know we've been here a long time. I hope you really enjoyed this content. If you did, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Leave me a little like down below. I really appreciate it. It means a whole lot. And, of course, if you have more questions, leave those down below. Last question we have here today, guys, is can you use all the same suppliers as U.S. sellers? And we discussed this. If you're an international seller, you want to sell on the U.S. platform, you're not going to be able to make purchases on every single supplier. For example, Overstock may give you some trouble. There are suppliers that will not allow you to make purchases if you are in, like my team, can't process orders on some specific suppliers because they are overseas. So one of these suppliers is Home Depot. Home Depot does not like some specific IP addresses from specific countries to process orders on their site. So this can give you a problem. All right, so we made it to the end, guys. I feel like we've been going for a long time. I really, really hope you enjoyed this Q&A. If you still have more questions, you can leave those down below. On top of that, as you well know by now, I have many, many six-figure per month students that have jumped into my digital coaching, that have gotten into my Done For You coaching, my one-on-one coaching over the last couple of years, and are absolutely crushing it. And you can do the exact same thing. This business model capital is a great way to start if you have limited capital, if you're just starting, you've never done anything online, or you just want to add an additional income stream. This is a great way to get started. If you would like me to kind of guide you along throughout this process, I do have a coaching course. You can check that down below. There's going to be a link for that. And that is the same exact course that'll walk you through step by step exactly what my students are doing, what I'm doing to run a multi-six-figure per month, seven-figure per year business. That works for me, right? I have my team that will process orders for me around the clock. We do $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 a day in sales. And my team will run that entire operation. I'll teach you how to do that, how to find these products, how to build up a team, and how to do all these things so that you can have a system that works for you instead of the other way around where you're, slaving like I was 16 hours a day for some boss or some corporate executives, in my case, making other corporate executives for like Google and all these stuff rich while I'm sitting here doing all the grunt work, barely get to see my family and friends. Okay, so if you want to get out of what you're doing, you want to change up what you're up to, go ahead, click the link below, jump into the Dropship Sniper Mastermind course. We have a private Facebook group. And yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this content, guys. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you did enjoy it. There's going to be some more awesome content for you guys on top of that. Like the video down below. And again, if you have more questions, just leave those as well down below, and I will get to those when I get a chance. All right. So thank you guys very much. Click the link below and jump into the course right now if that's something you want to do, and I will see you guys inside the private members area, inside the private Facebook group. All right, thank you very much. I'll see you guys on the other side. Have a good one.